We hear you. Hey. Hey. Lord. Hi, everybody. So, about the time I decided to start a video this morning, we have a hen out here who has just laid an egg. And apparently she's really proud of it. So, she's hollering in the background, and I am so sorry. But, yeah. So, how's everybody today? I hope you guys are doing great. Good morning, Anita. Hi, Juki. Good morning, Tina. Danielle, good morning. Teresa, good morning. Doreen. So, today, it's Friday, which means that we are coming into the weekend. It seems like, I don't know why, but it seems like this week went by really, really fast. Okay. It seems like, the week went by really fast. And, gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to, let me silence these notifications. So, it seems like the week went by really fast for me. I don't know if that was the case for you or not. We're almost to the end of May. And, so, coming into June, it's almost Anthony's birthday. Anthony's birthday is the 4th of June. And, so we'll be celebrating him soon. And, I'm trying not to say things that I'm not going to be able to do. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Doreen. I'm going to try my best to do a lot more cooking content for you guys starting in June. Goodness gracious. I'm on my carport, and I'm just trying to live my life. I have a broody hen up in the chicken coop. She bit my hand yesterday, and then I sent Bannon up there this morning to collect eggs, and he said that she was very angry. And I was like, okay, so we probably have a broody hen, which is normal this time of year. Going into the month of June, we're really going to start talking about, barbecue, cookout side dishes, summer desserts. I have a beautiful 4th of July patriotic trifle that's so simple. Anita, yes, we will be canning. As you guys probably saw, a lot of you follow my dear friend Beverly over at Butterfly Landings. And she canned peaches yesterday. It was her first time solo canning peaches. And we all had our first time out, and she was very nervous about it. But they look beautiful in the jars. So we'll see how it all turns out. I'm planning to do a lot of my canning outside here under the carport this year, just because it's gonna be a lot more space to move around. And I'll just tell you, I really enjoy just being out here. We ended up kind of like at this place yesterday. By the time, everything was said and done, the floors are not all the way pressure washed yet, but we did clear everything off, and we moved the tables up against the sidewalls, and we're still doing some final finishing touches on it this weekend. I hope by the end of the weekend to have, I want to put my camping rug back over here on this part, and this part, the front area here, becomes a sitting area, and then the other section over here on the back side becomes like a cooking, canning, outdoor kitchen area. I'm also, if I can get it done, I'm going to put back up my electric netting fence up here above the other concrete patio, and I'm going to be putting out a little raised bed garden. Just something simple, some tomatoes, some peppers, some cucumber plants, nothing, just basically stuff that I can go up and pick and make me a salad. I'll be gardening on a much larger scale as time goes by. Hopefully next year, there'll be a lot more gardening content. But I just didn't want to overcommit myself, which I'm really bad for doing that, but I didn't want to do that this year. Also, the field up here, which will be where the garden will be, it needed some work. So, and I would like to be, I'd like to be a little bit more in shape, to take on a larger garden. These chickens are cracking me up. They're so loud. Okay, Denise wants to know, just curious, when are you going to finish the inside of the house? That should be your first priority, or at least it would be to me. So, yes, to answer your question, Denise, the when is just like when the time and the money all lines up together at the same time. I know a lot of people are like, why are you so focused on these outdoor projects when you don't even have indoor plumbing? And my answer to that is that we came down here with the intention of creating a homestead. And so there are several things that to other people wouldn't be a priority, but that are a priority to us. Establishing a good infrastructure for our animals, very important. Establishing, a space where we can work outside and use our property to its optimum level is a priority. Making things enjoyable for our outdoor spaces is a priority. The indoor plumbing thing, guys, it's really not that big of a deal. Even more so now that the weather is not as cold. Like, I think people just, it's a difference in like what you become accustomed to. I have this little privacy tent shelter, which is where our composting toilet is located. And, I mean, I get it. I really do. And I don't want to jump on any or say anything rude to anybody. It's just literally like, it's just so easy for somebody to pass judgment on us because we are choosing to live differently. What we're doing is not wrong. What we're doing is not illegal. It's not inappropriate. What we're doing is just different. And I think it sometimes takes somebody standing up in the crowd and saying, hey, you know, it may not be what you would do, but it doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make us lazy people. It doesn't make us stupid people. It's just different. Now, do we want an indoor toilet? Absolutely. And that is definitely something that's on the list. But there are a lot of things that go into that. And you have to understand, you know, septic systems are huge amounts of money. Now, I called. Are y'all laying eggs over there? Is that where you're laying your eggs? I'm going to go check that out in a minute. Of course, now the health department's been here twice due to false allegations against us that we were using some kind of illegal system to dispose of our waste, which was a lie. And after they came out and looked, they saw. But when we bought the property, there was an existing tank here. We didn't know about it at first. We found it. But the health department has since been back out again after I called. And because I didn't want to hook up to something, because we get so many calls against us, I didn't want to hook to something thinking it was okay and finding out later that it wasn't. And I haven't talked about this because it gets into some things that are just like so like mind-numbingly aggravating to me that I really can't talk about it. But I'm ready to talk about it. So I called them out myself and I said, hey, this is what we've got. Can you guys come look at it and see if this can be approved or not? When they came out, they looked it over, and the only problem with it, whatever it is that's, you know, whatever, it's the problem with it is that it's not big enough. It's not the problem that it's illegal. It's not inappropriate. It's not like somebody buried a fuel tank. We found one of those too. That was an older one from back in the day, and then we found this thing. So this is an actual septic tank, but it's not big enough to support, according to the health department, a 2-bedroom home. What they're doing is so now, instead of, we don't have to get a full septic permit, we are going to be getting a repair permit, and but we still have to install a bigger tank, and we have to redo our leach field because there was only one, from what we could find, there was only one leach line coming off of this tank, and for the state regulations here, that wouldn't have been enough for us to hook to it. So that's part of the reason why the indoor plumbing is being delayed. A septic tank is around $7,500 to $8,000 for a new tank, for somebody to come put it in and put in the leach lines. He told me where to put everything. He says that our ground here is very, very good for he's not even going to make me do the perk test because the ground is so sandy and it's so good. So once everything is in hand, so I've been, you know, we're putting back money, and it's just like anything else, you know, it's going to take a little while. You know, I don't have $7,500 in my back pocket. And then, you know, like I said, there's other things that we are putting a little bit of money toward right now. But it's definitely on the list, and it will get done. I never told you the septic tank was inspected. I did not ever. We didn't even know this was here. So the reason we found it was whenever they were doing the excavation work. And he's like, hey, I think y'all need to look at this. We didn't even know it was here. So, yeah, go ahead and spin it and twist it. I know that's what's going to happen, and that's part of the reason why I haven't said anything. But, in a lot of, in the spirit of transparency, I think, people do wonder about, what are you doing? Evidently, that is not where you need to be. Go somewhere. In the spirit of transparency, and I always want to try to be real with you guys and keep things, on the up and up. And that's just the reality of the matter, is that the septic tank that's here cannot be used. But we have to put a new one in. And it's expensive, and that takes money. And so that's why, if you really want to help us out, like and share and watch the videos. This platform is making it very difficult for creators to make money. And all of us are having issues. It's not just, and when I say having issues, I mean, I was never getting rich anyway, but, what money I do earn from here, it does help my family. And I just feel like that sometimes this platform makes it very difficult. They're constantly changing, how the pay structure works and different things like that. But, we just go with the flow with it. And everybody just kind of, keeps hammering and making the content and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. That's why I'm trying to make, different types of content. You'll see some pre-recorded videos. You'll see some live videos. You're going to see reels. You're going to see like text content, like just pictures with, wording, all those different things. Because all of it, Facebook pays you for all of that. Like, any of the content that I post here, if it gets engagement, it earns money. So, anyway, and it's just like, sometimes you have to just put your head down and push forward. And eventually one day I'll lift my head up and all this will be done and over and behind us. And this place will be what I've always dreamed it could be. And I have to be careful because I'm very impatient. And I get very frustrated very easily when it's taken me 2 months to finally try to start to get a handle on this carport. I bought this structure, this carport, to add outdoor living space to our tiny house. So our little house is great and it's cozy and it's wonderful, but from the spring to the fall into the early, like late fall, this can be additional living space for our family. And I love being out here, and I love being out here with these trees and all these little critters. And except for the little creepy crawly ones, we're keeping our eyes peeled today for that, because I'm sure we disturbed some other little sneaky snakes that were probably living out here. But guys, this is a work in progress, and it will probably never be exactly perfect the way, like, ideally, it'll probably never be perfect. Because I don't think a farm or a homestead is ever exactly finished. I think it's going to be a constantly evolving thing for the entirety of my life, probably, and that's fine. But we are getting. Oh, that wind is driving me crazy. We are getting there. We're doing it. And, one of these days, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to be sitting on my little flushing toilet, and you're going to hear it go down. And I promise you, the first poop I ever take in it, I'm going live. But I think people, if we worried less about things that really wasn't none of our business, and focused more on encouraging people, and worked harder on lifting people up. Like, I always want to be that person. Like, if I was in a beauty pageant, I would strive my hardest to win the Miss Congeniality. I want to be that person that's always encouraging other people, that's always lifting people up, always bringing joy to somebody's life. That's what I want to be. That's what I want my legacy to be. When I leave this world someday, and we all will leave this world someday, all these videos are going to be left behind. And the last thing that I ever want to leave behind, if somebody stumbles across my content someday and finds this and they say, she was joyful, she was happy. So that's what I'm all about, guys. And I know yesterday, I did get a little sideways, and that happens too. Because you know why? Because I'm a human being. And I'm angry. And I'm angry again today. But I'm going to do a video about that later when I'm not so angry about it. I'm going to talk about it. But today, we are going to the water park in a little while. And it's going to be a good hot day. And we have a water park right down the road in Williamsburg. And we're going to go down there, and we're going to have a good day. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to wear a bathing suit. It's going to be crazy. And we're going to have fun. And hopefully I can get some video for you guys. And we're just going to go and have fun. And that's what this life is all about. Making those memories and slowing down enough to take the time. Like, I probably should stay here today and do some work on my carport, but it'll all be here tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. And, today I get to go spend time with my friend and my little boy, and I get to go make memories with him and things that he'll look back on after I've went on someday, and he can say, my mom took me to the water park, and I remember going to the water park. And yeah, that's what's important. Flushing toilets, they're nice, but memories and spending time with people we love, that's way more important. So, I love you guys. Even the people on here that despise my guts, I love you too. Because I truly believe that hurt people hurt people. And whatever's causing you to hurt so bad that you want to hurt me, I'm sorry. Really sorry. But I'm going to go. Hopefully we'll get to, maybe we'll do a swimsuit model here in a little bit. I got to find it and put it on. But I love you guys. I'll see you later.